Welcome to Marvel Rewind, a Marvel Champions Retrospective Series. In this series, I will be tasked with defeating every villain in order, progressing from the core set to the latest release. The catch? I'm only allowed to use cards released up until that point. After defeating the villain, they each will be ranked in terms of their difficulty, determined by the cards available at the time. Thematic matchups, crazy boost effects, and sinister encounter cards await. Tune in every Tuesday for new episodes of Marvel Rewind. What's going on, guys? It's Char here, back with another episode of Marvel Rewind, a Marvel Champions Retrospective Series. Now, in today's episode, we're on to the fourth villain of the Mad Titan Shadow Box after defeating the Mad Titan himself, which is none other than Hela, the Queen of Hell, taking on none other than another Asgardian, Valkyrie. Let's go ahead and get down to the table and see how it goes. Okay. So here we are down at the table. Now we've got Hela set up, and we're going to talk through the setup, the encounter deck, and whatnot as usual. And as you saw from the intro, we are using Valkyrie today. So the quick disclaimer that I always want to put is that even though Valkyrie wasn't technically out by the time that Mad Titan Shadow released, it was in like the same wave. So like usually a wave starts with like the expansion box with all the heroes after it. The reason why I'm picking Valkyrie today, it's not because I think she has a super strong or anything matchup in particular. It's because it's thematic, and I think this would be the only time really that she gets a chance to shine and actually play in a thematic matchup. Because after this point in the game, we have Loki in our last scenario, and then we have the Spider-Verse box, and then after that it's just all X-Men. So all of these, the Mad Titan Shadow Wave heroes are really awkward because we had like champions and we had like Avengers and stuff like that. And essentially, what I want to do is just give her a chance to shine here. As always, let's go ahead and set up the encounter deck. So we're looking at Hela. She's on side B1 because we're playing on Expert mode. So it's the villain deck, Hela A, Hela B, and set for Expert mode. It's the Hela and the standard set. So we have the Hela set here. And then, we always have our standard and expert set along with the obligation. Also, we have two recommended modular encounter sets, which is Legions of Hell and the Frost Giants encounter set, which is this one. So that's that. That's pretty cool. We're going to go ahead and put these together and shuffle them up. So that should be pretty cool for us. Let's go ahead and do that. The reason why we have Nipolier, I'm not going to be able to pronounce a lot of things, and Garm out is because it has a setup ability. Attach Odin to the main scheme, captive side face up. Then reveal this side scheme and this minion, and then set these other side schemes and minions apart. So the whole Hela scenario is kind of like you're going on this like adventure in a way where you're just trying to like defeat this minion, clear the side scheme, and then another side scheme and minion comes in. And then when you do that one, another side scheme and minion comes in. And then at the very end, you can finally defeat Hela once and for all. So that's pretty good. That's that shuffled up. I do need to find Odin real quick because for some reason I didn't set him aside. Where could he be? Okay, I went ahead and found Odin here. So he was just off to the side somewhere. So we're attaching him to the main scheme captive side face up. Then we revealed this stuff and we'll go ahead and attach it. So Hela's main scheme here is called Odin's Torment, which says in order to rescue Odin, you must make a perilous journey through hell, which is essentially all these side schemes and minions that we have to go through throughout the course of this scenario. As a forced interrupt, when Hela would be defeated, if Odin is still attached to the scheme, discard each attachment from Hela and flip her to her wounded side instead. And so the only way that we could actually retrieve Odin is on this last scheme that says the first player detaches Odin from the main scheme and takes control of him, deal one face down encounter card to each player. So we have to get to the end of the scenario to rescue him and actually defeat Hela once and for all here. So how are we doing that? Well, we're on Valkyrie today, and I'll be honest, I will be 100% frank here. We are going to metagame Hela. So another reason why I chose Valkyrie here is because this is a scenario that if you know what you're doing, you can metagame a bit. I've never actually fought or defeated Hela on Expert, but I've heard the strategy and murmurings, and it's something I tried to mirror in like a two-player game to some slight effect, in the past when I did it on the stream. Go ahead and check out the Wednesday live streams if you haven't. But essentially what you want to do is you want to defeat Garm, and then you just want to sit on this scheme and build and build and build. Hela only has 2 scheme and 2 attack. She has a really high threat threshold on the main. So you can kind of just flip down, build, you can flip up, you can heal, you can do everything you need, have your whole thing set up, and then you can finally start playing the scenario once you've built sufficiently and just kind of take care of business. We will be doing that here today because I don't think Valkyrie is the strongest there is. This is a hero I think I've played probably, I would say, probably less than 5 times, if I'm being honest with you. I don't think she's very strong by any stretch of the imagination. But I do think it would be fun to just try her out for today's episode. So the main is also going to start at 1 threat per player, goes up once per turn. This is going to start at 2 and a hinder 1 per player. And then when defeated, yeah, of course, when we defeat this, we get the second minion and the second side scheme. But we're just going to sit on this for a while. And okay, we start off on our alter ego, and it says, set the Deathglow upgrade aside out of play. Not this day action. Detach Deathglow and set it aside out of play. What Deathglow does, it's just attaches to an enemy. When the attached enemy is defeated, you can set this card outside of play. If Valkyrie defeated that enemy, you can ready her. So she gets readies off of kind of attacking and damaging and defeating enemies. And then on her hero side, she has a hero action. She can play this Deathglow card as a part of her hand. It does cost 1, which is, you know, pretty unfortunate. I wish it was a 0 cost upgrade, but hopefully the idea is we can build and kind of show off what Valkyrie can do, at least with a little bit of setup or help. It's kind of going to mimic how you would play maybe multiplayer, where people could let you do what you want to do. But yeah, we're going to get this started here. Of course, as always, there's going to be a cut to the game we win. Okay, so we're going to draw up our hand here. So starting off with a double Nick Fury, got like Stamina, Spycraft, Power of Justice, and Jessica Jones. Okay, so I do like the Nick Fury here because it'll give us a chance to flip up. But that being said, I don't super care about these other cards in our hand. I would rather find some sort of resource generator or something of that nature. So we'll just discard these 4. We go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so we found an Agent Coulson here. We found Nick Fury. We found our spear. Okay, that's that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. We have 6 cards in our hand. So let's go ahead and start this off. So what I want to start off doing is we want to play the Nick Fury for sure, but what do we want to actually spend? I don't think we need the under surveillance as of yet. So let's spend these 4 resources. Let's put down a Nick Fury. We'll use his ability to draw us 3 cards. We'll go 1, 2, and 3. We have a Mockingbird out here. Mockingbird's really interesting, but I don't think we'll play that. I think we'll just play down a Coulson here and add Spycraft. The main thing we want to get out on the board is Spycraft because Shadow of the Past is so difficult for Valkyrie to deal with. But we're not seeing any of the generators I wanted to see here, which is unfortunate. But I think taking care of Garm isn't bad regardless. So I think what we'll do is we'll spend these 3 resources here. We will play down Agent Coulson. We will use his ability to search our deck and discard pile for preparation card and add it to our hand. I think we discarded the Spycraft. Yes, we did. And now we can go ahead and play the Spycraft by spending our spear here. So now when I would reveal an encounter card, we can discard it, cancel the effects of that card, and then reveal another encounter card. We're going to flip up to Valkyrie here. Then we are going to have Agent Coulson attack for 1 to break this tough. Then we're going to have Nick Fury attack for 2 and Valkyrie attack for 2. We're just going to knock out Garm, and he will go into the victory display. Both of these guys are going to take a consequential damage. And then it's going to be back to Hela here. All right, let's ready up. We're going to drop 5 cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think this is just a turn where we play down Avengers. Yeah, that's what it looks like. We could do Chooser of the Slain, though. This is going to go up by 2. This is going to go up to 3 here. Hela's going to activate against us. We're going to block. That's a base of 2, 3 damage here. Nick Fury is defeated. We have 1 encounter card to deal with. Shadow of the Past. That is crazy. We are going to spend our Spycraft here. When you reveal an encounter card, discard Spycraft, cancel its effects, and then reveal another one. Master Plan. Place 4 threat on each side scheme. So this one's going to go up to 7 here. Wow, that is, you know, the #1 use case. This is my what, 4th game on Valkyrie? That is insane. Okay, that's back to us. So I don't know if I want to actually search for a minion here. I'd rather just buff our economy some more. Yeah, I think we do want to do that, so I will just spend 4 resources here, get down the Avengers Mansion. Do we flip down is the question. Let's exhaust the mansion to draw a card. Flight of the Valkyrie. I don't think we need that right now. I do want to flip down, get an extra card here. Let's just have Coulson thwart for 2 off of the main, and then we'll thwart for 1. And then we're just going to flip down here and ready up. I'm just going to discard this card. I'm going to drop 6 cards here. 5 and 6. Okay, so we got a beat cop, we got a Quinn carrier, so we are getting our economy here. That's the whole name of the game. We want to build, and we want to build fast. Hela's going to scheme for base of 2 here. 3, 4. Bring this up to 6. And then 1 more. Assault. It's going to surge into Hela's crown. After she schemes, give her a face down boost card. And she has +1 scheme now. That's back to us. We're going to start off with an Avengers Mansion to draw a card. We drew into Spider-Man here, which isn't a bad card. Have at the is not bad. If we do want to defeat Hela here and get rid of this crown, that would probably be for the best. If she's on our wounded side, it's only 1 scheme. We can keep doing our strategy of flipping up and down. But I think I kind of just want to get like the beat cops and stuff out. This is interesting. We'll want to do... Okay, let's do this first. Let's spend... Well, we have to flip up first and foremost. These 3 resources here, we get down a Quinn carrier because we are an Avenger. We can go ahead and play that. Another economy support for us here. So our choices is we can do a have at the, we can defeat Hela here. We can play down a beat cop, which is going to get a lot of value over the course of the game. Play down Spider-Man and get some thwarting done. I'm not sure I care about our crown right now. We'll just get the beat cop down. That'll be 1 resources, 2 more resources for a beat cop. We'll go ahead and exhaust it and take 1 threat off of the main and move it over here. Then we'll just ready everything. Oh wait, we'll thwart for 1 off of... We'll do it off of the side scheme here. And then we'll ready up. We'll drop 5 cards. Okay, so we've got an Ironheart here. Yeah, not a bad hand at all. We've got our weapons. We can get some extra attack going. We got beat cop, another beat cop to get on the board to just really bump our thwarting. All right, this is gonna go up to 7 here. Hela's gonna go ahead and attack us. We're gonna block this with Coulson, just 2 damage here. Coulson's defeated. Face an encounter card. Trouble in Otherworld. Valkyrie cannot attach the enemy with Death Glow attached. Alter ego actions, spend a lightning bolt and a mental to remove Trouble in Otherworld from the game. Okay. That's fine. We're gonna go ahead and Avengers Mansion here to draw a card to a godlike stamina. We're gonna spend both of these godlike staminas here to play down Ironheart. Just gonna let us draw a card here. Drew into a double. You want to spend these 3 resources, get another beat cop here. And we're going to go ahead and exhaust both of them so we can thwart for 2. So it'll take that off of the main. So now we are going even with the main here. We'll spend a Quinn carrier here to play down Dragon Fang. We have +1 attack now. So now we have 3 attack. We're going to start attacking Hela here. So we'll do 6. I'll bring her down to 6 health. Let's have Ironheart. Let's move this over here. Let's have Ironheart go ahead and thwart. Or do we attack? Let's just have her thwart for 1 off of the side scheme. And that'll put consequential on her, and then we'll just ready up. We don't really need to care about this obligation just yet. We don't want her getting the extra boost cards, so hopefully we draw into. We have a couple cards that let us flip down in this deck. Yeah, here they are. Oh, we saw all of them here essentially. Yeah, all the concussive blows. Okay. This is gonna go up back to 7. Then, oh wait, usually I like to make these green. So this should have 1 threat. Yeah, they should have 2 on it. There we go. That should be back up to 7. Hela's gonna attack us here for a base of 2. Let's go ahead and just block this. 2, 3, 4. Ironheart's defeated. We have 1 encounter card. Salt, the villain's gonna attack us. I think we'll just take this to the face. That's 2, 3, 4. Down to 8 health here. Okay, that's back to us. So, yeah, we definitely want a concussive blow. So then we'll knock her into her kind of weakened state, and we get a confuse here, which is going to be really good. So I think that's all we're going to do. Let's Avengers first. See what we draw into. Counterintelligence. I don't hate that card. So I think we'll just spend a Quinn Carrier and then this double for concussive blow. We're going to confuse an enemy, and if we use the fist resource, which we did, we deal 3 damage. So we're going to confuse Hela and deal 3 damage here. We're just going to go ahead and swing for 3. Let me see. Actually, I think I want to get rid of this obligation, right? So hopefully I have the right resources. Okay, instead of spending that Quinn Carrier, I'll just spend, yeah, this other concussive blow. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense, because I do want to get rid of Trouble in Otherworld. And then we're going to swing for 3. So yeah, that's going to go ahead and pop Hela down into her wounded side. So she has infinite health here. She cannot be defeated, but after a side scheme is defeated, you flip her back. Also, her crown is gone. See, it says when Hela would be defeated, if Odin is attached to the scheme, discard each attachment and flip her to her wounded side instead. So that's what we just ended up doing. Okay, we're just chilling here. We want to end up flipping down, so we're going to flip down here. Let's use Visit Valhalla. Let's return a Valkyrie. Ooh, it comes to our hand. That's interesting, because there was another card I'd wanted to get down after she attacks and defeats an enemy. It was this one, right? Aragon. I mean, we could just straight up add it to our hand. It's not like a huge deal. And then we'll just pay for it probably next turn. So that's going to resolve that. And then let's just spend this mental and then this lightning here for Trouble in Otherworld. We'll go ahead and remove it from the game. Keep these 2 cards in our hand. We're going to deck out regardless. So it just depends. We probably want to confuse her again. So maybe we'll just keep it in our hand anyways. And then we'll just beat Cop here, some more threat. So we'll take 2 off of the main, bring it back down to 5. Just keeping that main threat in check. And yeah, we'll just pass here. Ready everything up. We're going to get a face on a counter card, but we got 2 Shield Maidens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We discarded oh yeah, we did discard a beat Cop earlier. I was like, I thought we were drawing into the last one. So I'm kind of glad I kept the, what's it called? The concussive blows, so we can get another confuse going. Just as insurance. Okay, shuffling up. Cool. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Power of Justice. Okay, we're gonna get a face down encounter card, and that's to Hela. So then go back up to 7. Then what's going to happen is we are going to, she's going to try and scheme against us. She cannot. And we have 2 encounter cards to deal with. First one, treat an attached ally as if it were undead. Discard cards on the top of your deck until you discard an ally. Put that into play, engage with you as Fallen Warrior. Oh, this is really annoying. All our Flight of the Valkyrie. Oh wait, this is the ally. Yes. This one doesn't really act like an ally too much in my opinion, but so there we go. It's a blank text box and has 2 health. Then we have Caught Off Guard. Discard an upgrade or support you control. Probably has to be Dragon Fang, right? Yeah. We'll just discard that because we just need to keep the setup train going. That's back to us. Okay, Not too bad. So let's go ahead and draw off Avengers Mansion here, see what we draw into. Have at the... We can do overkill. I don't think we really need that right now, though. So I think we'll do our Aragon play. Let's go ahead and flip up here. Ooh, should we recover? We want to keep Hela permanently confused because we don't want to risk an advance or anything. But this is kind of awkward because we're going to take a hit here. I think that's okay. Let's go ahead and play down Skilled Investigator. And then let's flip up and swing for 2 onto Annabelle Riggs. Let's go ahead and knock her out. And then, yeah, that's going to go away. We'll just go Concussive Blow. These 3 resources for Concussive Blow. Yeah. We'll confuse an enemy and deal 3 damage. She doesn't have any health right now, but she will get confused. I think we just want to get Aragon down, right? Because that was kind of the whole idea. We don't. There's no use in keeping Shield Maiden, so let's get this down. We get +4 health and the aerial trait, so we're up to 12. Let's just go ahead and beat Cop again. Some more threat. So we'll take 2 off of this. And I think we'll keep Have-At-Thee in hand, and that's it for now. Actually, we'll discard this. We don't need this. We'll go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. That's going to put the main back up to 7. Hela's going to attack us for a base of 1. We'll just take this 2 damage here. Go down to 10. 1 encounter card. Gang up. She's going to attack us for 1. We'll just take it. Attach Hela's cloak. She gains Stalwart. Okay, so this is just like permanently on her, right? Because we can't. So she's just not confused anymore. Well, this is annoying. So it does mean we do have to kind of advance the main here a bit. So yeah, that's back to us. Wait, hold on. So it was 1 damage though. We should be at 9. Okay, that's back to us. Let's go to Avengers Mansion here to draw. Chooser of the Slain. Yeah, Mockingbird doesn't even do a ton here for us. So I guess what we want to do is start taking some threat off of. We want to start clearing this for sure. So I think we want to get 1 last flip here. Let's recover, and then we'll get to the next phase so we can get rid of her cloak and whatnot. So I think we'll do double here to get down counterintelligence. We'll do 2 beat cops here. 1 from here and 1 from here to drop this down to 3. I think we'll spend these 2 resources plus a Quinn Carrier to play down, just hard play down Mockingbird. We just need her to do some thwarting and whatnot. We'll just thwart for here for 1. And then I think we want to recover because our max is like 16 now. So we'll flip down and recover for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 13. And I think that'll be it. Yeah, we will keep the Have-At-Thee in hand because we do want to flip this next turn so we can instantly kill the minion that comes in. So we will just ready everything back up. And we'll drop 4 cards. 1, 2, sorry, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, not a bad hand. All right, so this is going to go up 2 more, up to 9. Hela is going to scheme against us for a base of 1, 2. I think I'm okay with that. That can go up by 2. It's up to 11. We have an encounter card to deal with. So we're going to mill until we find a ally, put it into play. Oh, it's just Ironheart. It's a blank text box, right? Yeah. Okay, so this is just 2 health ally. 2 health minion that came into play. Okay. All right. So what do we want to do? You have all these cards in here. So I think first things first, you want to just thwart for 2. Let's go ahead and clear a Nepalier. So when the first player reveals Gijarable and Scourge and puts them into play. So we're gonna reveal this side scheme and Scourge. They're both gonna come into play. Scourge is gonna have a tough status and 5 health here. And then this one comes in with 4 threat. So that's pretty good. And all right, that's back to us. So the main's gonna stop ticking. Also, when a side scheme's defeated, she flips back to her mystic side. So now she has +1 scheme and +1 attack. So now she has 3 and 3. And then she also has 3 more health for each side scheme. The victory display, there's 1 right now. So instead of being at 9 health, she's at 12. So it does take a bit more to defeat her now. She's at 12 here. All right, what do we want to do? So Scourge has 5. This is like a perfect number for have at thee, as long as we attach Deathglow to as long as we attach Deathglow to Ironheart, this should be really, really good numbers for us here. So we're gonna Avengers first here, drop a card, visit Valhalla. Do I want any? Probably my attack one, right? My attack based one. Yeah, I'd probably add Dragon Fang back if I had to guess here. We'll do visit Valhalla for 0 because we're still in our alter ego. We'll add Dragon Fang to our hand. Make sure I have the resources to do everything I want to this turn. Let's play Nick Fury for these 3 resources plus the Quinn Carrier. We're gonna have Nick Fury come in here. He's gonna draw us 3 cards. Under Surveillance, Godlike Stamina, Chooser of the Slain. Okay, we have quite a lot of things here. So now we want to play down. Okay, if we keep these cards, we still have enough. I don't think so. Have at the cost 3. That's fine. So yeah, we want to do everything we want to do. So let's have Mockingbird first ping this tough off of Scourge here. She's gonna take a consequential and she'll just block for us this turn. Oh, also we got to draw off of Skilled Investigate. I guess yeah, we would have an extra draw here because I forgot we cleared a scheme. So I forgot to flip up, but there was no reason for me to be down anyway. So we should have an extra card to work with here. Ooh, getting down a Spycraft. That's interesting. Now do I have everything I want to do? No, because Coulson would be better for us to pitch the Spycraft later. We haven't even cycled through a Shadow of the Past yet. I think we're decent right now. Yeah, so what I think I want to do is I want to start off. We broke his tough, so I want to go start off, spend 1 resource here to use my Death Perception. Play like Deathful upgrade as if it were in our hand. So I get readied after I defeat an enemy with Deathglow. So I might as well just attack. Let me look at my hand here. I could do it like this. Keep the Under Surveillance in hand. Have 3 attack here just to hit Hela for 3. That'd be pretty good. And then hit her for 3 again. Yeah, I think that's not bad. Let's spend Spycraft here. We'll get down our Dragon Fang again. So now we have 3 attack, 4 if we attach the enemy with Deathglow. But we're not going to be doing that. There's no guard here. Toughness, Victory, Piercing. I don't think there's any guard. We're going to swing for 3 onto Hela. Let's just bring her down to 9 health. This should be at 1, right? Yeah, she has 1 extra. 1 extra to her stats right now. We're down to 9, and then we'll spend these 3 resources here for a Have at Thee. We're gonna deal 7 damage to an enemy. If that enemy has Deathglow attached, it gains Overkill. Oh wait, doesn't Overkill go to? Oh wait, I was not thinking about this. Overkill goes to the villain. I think this still works out though. So we'll do it. We'll do 7 damage here to Ironheart. Ironheart's defeated. And then this is going to get set aside. Since I defeated the enemy, we get to ready. So it was 7 to her. So that was 2. And then 5 bleeds onto Hela. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. She's down to 4 health here. So I still have 3 attack. Nick Fury has 2. So I think this still just works out. We're just going to swing here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 onto Scourge. That's going to defeat him. He will also go into the victory display. Yeah, I just completely forgot how Overkill worked for some reason. I was thinking going on the minion, but it definitely does not do that. I think we'll just keep all these cards in our hand. We have some insurance from Counterintelligence, so we'll just ready up here. Cool, we'll drop 4 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, man. I want to play a lot of these cards here. The 3rd Beat Cop would be a crazy, a really good play to get going. So you can go up to 12 out of 18. Hela's going to attack us for a base of 3. We're going to block this with Nick Fury. This card gets boost icons equals the number of side schemes in the victory display. So that's 2. So it was 3, 4, 5. Into Nick Fury. Nick Fury's defeated here. One encounter card. Laufey with toughness. After Laufey attacks and damages a character, stun that character. So he comes in with tough here. Okay, that's back to me. Okay, we probably want something to deal with Laufey here. She's still stalwart. What do we want to do? I think first thing we're gonna start off with an Avengers here. Godlike stamina. It's not like super important in my opinion right now. Flight of the Valkyrie is something we're gonna start putting down now as she keeps revealing minions like this. We'll do. We could swing on Laufey for 4. We just can't really do a ton more than that. Swing on him for 3. Then we have to play Spider-Man this turn because he can do the 4 attack that we need. Because we don't have any piercing. I wish this sword gave piercing. That'd be pretty good. Okay. So I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna keep ticking off of the main here. Let's just drop this back down to kind of like a safe-ish number. Then we'll go. Yeah, these 3. If I play Coulson here and he adds me back a Spycraft, and then I also play. Then I can play them both, right? That's just better. Double allies is just a lot better tempo-wise. 1, 2, 3 is gonna add me back a card in my hand, and I can play them both. Yeah, it is for sure. Let's do that. So let's go ahead and spend a Quinn Carrier, these 2 resources to play down Coulson. Coulson is gonna add a Spycraft to our hand when he enters play. And then we're gonna go ahead and spend these 3 resources here to play down Spider-Man. We're gonna use his ability. When you play him from our hand, we'll choose attack. So we'll give him +2 attack until the end of the round. Yeah, we'll just have Coulson swing for 1 to break the tough. It's gonna knock out. Oh, sorry, it's gonna break the tough on Laufey. We're gonna have Spider-Man swing for 4, and then Valkyrie's gonna swing for 3. 7 damage here. It's gonna knock out Laufey. They're both gonna take a consequential, and we're gonna leave Mockingbird up to block for us. So, yeah, that should be good. Let's go ahead and just ready up here. So we're going to deck out again, have at the inconcussive blow, though. So as long as we knock Hela out this turn, we get a pretty... drop the card. We get a pretty safe flip down, which should be really good for us. We're going to shuffle up here. We do have a lot of allies in play right now, which is kind of scary, but we're also running a decent amount. Okay. Shuffling up here. Okay. Oh, wait. Did we even use our basic activation? We did not. No, we did. We did, right? Because it was break the tough, and then, yeah. Okay, never mind. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. We might be able to get Daredevil down this next turn, too. We're just going to leave them exhausted for now. It's going to go up to 11. Hela's going to attack us for base of 3 plus this. We're going to block with Mockingbird. So So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Into Mockingbird, she's defeated. And now we can. Oh wait, sorry. This should have been our encounter card. So then this would have been the boost. So yeah, same thing. Or sorry, it would have been 6 damage. Now we have 2 encounter cards. This is first. This is second. Yeah, I forgot. I need to ready these guys up. First one. No place for the living. Each player must choose to discard the upgrade or support they control at the highest cost, or take damage equal to the total number of upgrade or supports they control. Discard my one with the highest cost, which would be Avengers Mansion, or take damage equal to the number of upgrades or supports I control. So that's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll take 8. That's fine. We'll go down to 5 here. We're going to get a flip down this turn anyways. Next one. Under fire. Uh-oh. 2 more encounter cards. First one. Natural Storm. Heroes and allies cannot be readied by player effects. Exhaust each ally in play. Oh, no. I hope she's not getting an activation here. That would be really bad. Frost Giant with toughness. Okay. We're all right here. Wow, that was... Yeah, that Natural Storm was not good. Okay, so... What do we want to do here? We definitely need to knock Hela out. So our turn kind of looks like we want to. Let's do an Avengers first. See if we draw anything spicy. Shield Maiden is not my definition of that. I think we'll just play Daredevil here. So we'll go ahead and play down Daredevil, and after he thwarts, we can deal damage to an enemy. So we'll just thwart for 2 here. Clear off Unnatural Storm, which means my allies can ready. We also get a draw off of Skilled Investigator here, which is pretty good. Gotta have at the. And then yeah, whenever he thwarts, you can deal damage here. So we have to. Yeah, we actually have to. Let me think about this. We can deal the damage here. I can still... If I attach Deathglow to this guy... Hold on. If I attach Deathglow to this guy, I swing on him for 4, I ready up. So I guess we should do it here. So we'll ping the tough from this one. Daredevil will take a consequential. Think about Deathglow. So we'll do... Spend a resource to attach Deathglow to Frost Giant here. So now I deal 4 damage to an enemy with Deathglow attached. We'll swing for 4 and just completely knock out the Frost Giant here. Deathglow is going to be reattached, and if I defeated her, I get 2 ready up. So now, yeah, I have exactly enough resources in my hand. We're going to spend 3 resources, and we use the fist for concuss. Oh, no. We're going to swing for 3. And then, oh, I don't know if the timing actually works out on this. I guess there could have been a different way to do that then, just to make sure the timing worked. Let's leave the Frost Giant. Let's leave the Frost Giant and give him his tough back. And then we would have had a Quinn Carrier up. Is there any other way we can do this? We would have been active here. Maybe we even put the side scheme back in. Okay, hold on. No. Let's not put the side scheme back in. Let's commit to that part of the play. Because that would be too much, because I drew a card off of that, which is new information. Yeah, I'd say we'll do the 1 damage to Hela here. Because she does have Stalwart right now, which means we cannot do anything about that. So let's just swing for 3 on Hela, because we have 3 attack. It's going to knock her to her wounded side. Her cloak is going to fall off of her. And then we can confuse her and flip down. We'll just be adding 1 threat from the Frost Giant, but I don't think that's a huge deal. I guess we can keep the have at the in hand. So we'll spend Quinn Carrier, these 2 resources for Concussive Blow. We're going to confuse Hela here. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're just going to beat Cop 2 more threat here. It's going to go 1 here, 1 here. So just 1, 2. Drop this down to 9. And then we'll just flip down and ready up. Cool, cool, cool. Got 5 cards to drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Nick Fury. Not bad. This is gonna go up by 1, so up to 4. She's gonna try and scheme. She can't. She's confused. He's gonna scheme for 1. Then we got an encounter card to deal with. Hela's sword. Her attacks gain piercing. The Knight sword. Okay, that's not bad. That's back to us. Oh, I didn't ready everything. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go ahead and Avengers to draw a card here. To a genius. So what do we want to do here? We probably want... It's going to have Coulson thwart for 2 off of the main. Bring that down to 9. He's not actually defeated, but I do plan on spending him here because Nick Fury's going to enter play. So we'll go... Spend these 4 resources here for... Do I even need to draw? I feel like we just do it to thwart down the main. He removes... Oh, he only removes 2 threat. That's not worth it at all. Spend these 4 resources to play down Nick Fury. We'll play over Agent Coulson because we hit our ally limit. He's going to draw us 3 cards here. 1, 2, 3. So we have Valhalla. After she attacks and defeats an enemy that has Death Glow, we can draw 1 card and heal from Valkyrie. That's not bad. How many godlike staminas do we have left? And concussive blows. Okay, we have all of our godlike staminas, so that can help us get our HP pool back up. Because it's looking a bit low right now. So I guess maybe we can find one. So let's go ahead and spend these 2 resources here to get down Valhalla. Response after Valkyrie attacks and defeats an enemy that has Death Glow. Exhausted to draw 1 card and heal a damage. We're just not going to ready up here, so let's just flip up. Let's have Daredevil thwart for 2. And then when he thwarts, you can deal 1 damage to an enemy. So we'll ping that tough. Thwart for 2 off the main here. Then we'll spend the Quinn Carrier to attach Death Glow to the Frost Giant. And because we have the Dragon Fang, she gets +2. We'll swing on the Frost Giant. So there's going to defeat him. What's going to happen is I'm going to heal a health. I'm going to ready up because of Death Glow. And I'm going to draw a card. So I'm going to ready up, heal 1 damage, back up to 6. And I'm also going to end up drawing a card into energy here. So yeah, this does not matter to me at this point. So I think we just keep thwarting here. We can't do anything because there's not... I don't know if I'm really ready to attack Nidhogg yet. I guess I could be, but probably sometime next turn would make more sense. So, because he's going to come in with the toughness, so we can have Daredevil thwart to ping that off. So I think we'll spend one of our have-at-these here for Valkyrie Spear. We have so many upgrades on the table right now. I'm going to have Nick Fury go ahead and thwart here for 2. Bring this down to 5. Daredevil already activated. I just didn't turn him sideways. Let's just have... let's have Spider-Man just stay up here. And then we'll ready everything up. Nick Fury's... Yeah, I'm not going to use his activation. And then we're just going to thwart for 2 more. So we'll just drop this down. 1, 2... Probably want to do it off this one now. So 1, 2. Yeah. We'll drop it off of the side scheme because we probably want to change next turn. Okay. And that's that. Yeah, that is that. And we will keep these 2 cards in hand and I guess ready up here. We're kind of looking for a Flight of the Valkyrie as well. So we can instantly thwart off that 3rd scheme that comes in. So we'll drop 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Concussive Blow does give us a flip down, which isn't bad. So I'm going to go up to 6 here. Hela's going to go ahead and attack us for a base of 1, 2 damage. We'll block this with Nick Fury. 3, if it's attacking and deals damage to a character, stun that character. So it was like 4 damage basically. Nick Fury's defeated. We have an encounter card here. Legions of Hell. Place 2 additional threat here for each undead minion in play. If there's no undead minions, this card surges. So that's a bit annoying. That's a bit annoying. My cat is trying to make his way onto the table. That is definitely not happening. So, it's going to surge into the waste of Niflheim, take 1 indirect damage, take 1 additional indirect damage for each side scheme in the victory display. Okay, so we're taking, there's 1 side scheme in the victory display, so we're taking 2 indirect. We'll just take that onto Valkyrie. That's fine here. And I think that's back to us. Okay, so we want Avengers to start off as always. Let's go ahead and draw into, ooh, Jessica Jones is actually pretty interesting here. I think we still do want to wait on this one here, so because we need the Flight of the Valkyrie and we did not find it. So I think we'll just develop another ally probably. So we'll go, that's gonna flip Hela back over, but it's not the end of the world, I don't think. Let's do, let's just have Daredevil thwart here. It's gonna give us a draw off skilled investigator. We're gonna thwart off the Legions of Hell. So we got visit Valhalla. So Daredevil's gonna be defeated here. That's gonna flip Hela back over though, because she a side scheme was defeated. We flip her back to her mystic side. So now she has the same +1 to her stats, and all of that. So what else do we want to do here? We want probably just keep lowering the main. So let's do, these 3. Let's put down a Jessica Jones here. She gets +1 thwart for each side scheme in the victory display. Let's go have, sorry, for each side scheme in play. Let's go have her thwart for 2 off the main. Drop this to 4. She'll take a consequential. I think Spider-Man, we're going to have him thwart for 1 off of this. Then have at these, are all 3 in my graveyard here because I do need it for the last one. They are, so I do need to actually keep 1 in my hand. So although I'd love to spend these godlike staminas to heal myself, I don't think we're going to do that this turn. We'll do these 2 and then the Quinn carrier for concussive blow. Let's go ahead and confuse Hela. Oh, she's at 12 health, so she goes down to 9 and she will be confused. So we can just get a pretty safe flip here. I mean, the main is so far from popping, but can never be too safe. Let's go ahead and do both beat cops off the main again, drop it down to 2. We're going to flip down here and recover by 4 up to 8. And then I think that's about it. We'll do visit Valhalla here. We're going to add have at thee to our hand so that we can clear the side scheme and then get the overkill and then ready up after healing. And yeah, I think that's going to be everything kind of put into play. Let's go ahead and ready up, and then draw up 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I did forget about needing Flight of the Valkyrie, so hopefully we have enough economy so that we don't have to deal with that extra encounter card as well. That's the Hela. It's going to go up by 3. She's going to try and scheme against us. She cannot. She's confused. We have 1 encounter card. Hela's domain. Place 1 threat on the main scheme. Place 1 additional threat for each side scheme in the victory display. So there's 1 in there right now. So we're placing 1 threat and then 1 for each additional. So that's up to 5. Okay. So now this is our turn to kind of make the magic happen. So what we want to do here is a couple things. So we need to recover. We're going to get this Scourge into play. He gains overkill. This is going to have 5, which is exactly the amount that we need. Yeah, it's gonna have come in with 5 there, which is exactly the amount we need for Flight of the Valkyrie. So this should be a pretty solid turn for us. We just need the economy for it. So these 2 play for flight. This Quinn carrier plays for Deathglow, and then yeah, the Avengers pays for everything else. Okay, so it should work out. Let's Avengers here to draw up. Godlike stamina. Okay, I think I planned everything out right, but I will kind of go slow here. So let's go ahead and heal here for 4. Just bring us back up to 12 just in case something wacky comes up on this enemy phase. We're going to flip up here to Valkyrie. Then what we're going to do is let's go ahead and spend a beat copier to take a threat off of this side scheme. So it says, when defeated, the first player reveals Hall of Nastron and the Nidhogg and puts them into play, deal each other player a face-down encounter card. So that's going to trigger our Skilled Investigator as well. So we're going to end up drawing a card here, which is under surveillance. So here we get Nidhogg into play. He has 6 health and toughness. Then Hall of Nastron is here as well. Let's put the tough on him. And then this has a hinder 1 per player. So yeah, this comes in with 5 threat. And so we do want to just get rid of that immediately. And then we also want to get rid of Nidhogg immediately. And then we also want to get rid of the side scheme immediately. So after our enemy's death glow is defeated, yeah, so it should work out just perfectly here. So let's go ahead and get that started. So what we want to start with is, oh, and then Hela, she bumps her stats up. So she should have 3 extra health here now. So she's going to go up to 12. 1, 2, 3. She gets 3 extra health and stats for every side scheme in the victory display. So that's going to bump her health up a little bit here. So we're going to spend let's just say we spend the Quinn Carrier here to attach Death Glow to Nidhogg. We're going to have, do we have Spider-Man? No, I think I want him up for a block just in case. We'll have Jessica Jones break this tough here. And then what we want to do is, well, first we need to play the Flight of the Valkyrie. So let's do these 2 resources here. Play this down. As a response, after an enemy with Death Glow is defeated, discard it to remove 5 threat from a scheme. Then we're going to spend these 3 resources here to play a Have at Thee. Deal 7 damage to an enemy. If that enemy has Death Glow attached, it gains Overkill. So we're going to deal 7 damage to Nidhogg here. Yeah. We'll deal 7 to Nidhogg here. So it's going to deal all of his damage. He's going to go in the victory display. Plus 1 extra to Hela. We're down to 11. And then it says, when the attached enemy is defeated, if Valkyrie defeated that enemy, ready her. Then we also get to trigger Valhalla here, which says exhaust it to draw a card and heal 1 more damage from her. So we're up to 13. And then we're readied up. And so he is defeated. And then now after we can use our Flight of the Valkyrie that we paid for earlier this turn. After an enemy with Death Glow is defeated, discard it and we'll remove 5 threat from a scheme, which is going to remove it from Hall of Nastron. So it says, when defeated, the first player detaches Odin from the main scheme and takes control of him. Deal each player 1 face-down encounter card. So we get Odin here, and then we get a face-down encounter card. So we're going to hit 3 this turn. But as long as we can live this, also her stats, she's going to go up to 5 here. And then she gets 3 more health again. So 1, 2, 3. This makes sense because we dealt 4 total damage to her. 3, 6, 9. So she should have 18 max, but she has 4 damage on her. So she should be at 14 health here. Okay. And then we have 2 cards in our hand here. We're just going to use this last beat cop here to drop this down to 4. Let's spend a godlike stamina here to heal 2 health from our identity up to 15 because our max is 16 because of Aragon. We have a concussive blow in hand. I think we'll just keep that just in case for next turn. It's just some damage for us. We're not going to attack with Spider-Man here, but we will. While Odin is not attached to the main scheme, he gains, the first player gains control of Odin. Odin cannot have cards attached. It does not count. Let's just have Odin swing for 3. I don't know if she does damage to allies directly. So we'll just take the 3 back. Again, this is like one of those things where we're so close to the end game where if it's just like a knowledge check, because I haven't played this kind of scenario enough, then it's a knowledge check. But I think we've got it here. We're also going to have, we can attach Death Glow to, spending 1 resource, we can reattach Death Glow because it's not once per phase. We'll spend this last card to reattach Death Glow to Hela here and swing on her for 4. So it's 1, 2, and then 3, 4 because of the Dragon Fang. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring her down to 7 health. And that is really close to the end here. We're just going to ready everything up. We're almost at full health. We've got some allies. We've got counterintelligence. This should be the end of the game here. And this was a pretty fun showing for Valkyrie when she has all the time in the world to build out. That's drawing into an Ironheart here. And then we get another face-down encounter card for decking out. So the Hela's also going to end up decking out here, which I think is okay. All right. Okay. So she hits multiple advances. It's extremely scary here, but I think have we seen one? Let's see. Okay, we've seen one. I got really scared here. I hope this is an advance, because if it's not, that might be a bit scary. But okay. I guess we could have changed it to Thoring as well. Again, it's one of those things where it has to be really bad going for us to get cooked here. So we'll drop 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. It's actually interesting. It's kind of hard for us to get the damage with this hand, but that's okay. It's going to go up to 5 here. Hela's going to go ahead and attack us for a base of 5. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. Wait, does she have overkill? No, it's piercing. Oh, good. Thank goodness. I'm going to block with Spider-Man here. Oh, that's so good. Okay, that's the advance gone. I was really worried for a sec that there might be a way she could scheme out, but I'm glad that last one was the advance. So Spider-Man is defeated here. And then we have 3 encounter cards to deal with. I guess it could still be the advance, right? We could get dealt 1 still. There are going to be 2 total in here. I'm going to shuffle up, shuffle up, shuffle up. Shuffle up, shuffle up, shuffle up. All right. I don't remember the actual order I was putting these in. I think the bottom was first. So first of the 3, Hela's domain. Place 1 threat on the main. Place 1 additional threat for each side scheme in the victory display. So I think I will spend our counterintelligence here. So she just puts 1 threat total on the main, because it reduces that amount of threat by 3. To the next one. Draugr with guard. Choose either take 1 damage or place 1 threat on the main scheme. Let's go ahead and take a damage here. Last one, Frost Giant with toughness. And that is the end of Hela here. We just have 1 guard minion to deal with, and that's the game. Let's go ahead and draw up off Avengers Mansion. Visit Valhalla. Let's have Odin go ahead and attack here. Bring him down to 2 health remaining. Let's go ahead and just knock out Draugr completely. And yeah, we're just trying to find the damage here. Let's have Jessica Jones swing for 2. Bring Hela down to 5 health. She doesn't heal when a side team's defeated, right? I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything. When Hela would be defeated if Odin's attached, no. So she does keep all that damage that was on her. Okay, we're good. I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything here. We'll, you know, let's play like a Mockingbird, I guess. Let's go 3. Let's play down Mockingbird. Go ahead and attack here for 1 and stun her. She gets stunned just in case, because she does have a ton of attack right now. And then let's do a godlike stamina to heal up to full. You know, we could do a Quinn Carrier and then 1 more for Annabelle Riggs, I guess. And then we can have just Valkyrie. She still has a death glow attached. Go ahead and swing for 4 here to get us that game. That was Hela on expert mode. Really thematic kind of Asgard matchup. Got to play Valkyrie, which isn't a hero, I will say, that is, you know, really widely seen in my opinion. I felt like this is a really good scenario for her to get time to set up and really show what she can do. You know, she gets like 3 turns of setup where the enemy does nothing. Of course, any hero is going to look really good, but let's go get down on the table and look at the deck list. Okay, so here we are with the deck list and talking about Valkyrie. Now, will I say, like with a lot of other heroes, like, wow, coming back to this hero, I really had a new lease on life and I really understood things differently? I would say, in the vein of other videos where I would usually say yes, I would say for this one, I would say no. I think my first impressions of Valkyrie were exactly kind of like what you see is what you get. I do think that she's a bit more competent than I originally gave her credit for, but I think she's very solidly, in solo specifically, I'll say that, very solidly in the bottom 10, maybe even bottom 5 heroes in these games. There's just so many things about her kit that are just like minor annoyances, or like I wish it worked this way, or like, I don't know. I mean, first things we can point out, like what her stats spread. 1, 2, 1 is just not great. And it's like, okay, if you have low stats, surely you make it up somewhere else. Then she has this Death Glow attachment, which I will say, I'll get ahead of everyone here. Death Glow is a really good attachment, but it's not great because of the mechanics that surround it. So you can attach it as many times as you want, you know, as many times as you want a phase if you're defeating enemies, right? Because there's no limit on her death perception here. But if Deathglow gets stuck on an enemy that you can't defeat, or you put it on the villain for some reason, you have to flip down to Alter Ego in order to detach Deathglow. Why is there not any option on her hero side to do that? Maybe you wanted to actually, I don't know, take advantage of Shield Maiden against the villain, which would give you, you wouldn't have to defend the attack. So you can declare her as a defender, get +2 for that defense, and then an additional 2 from her spear. So she would be at 5 defense versus an enemy attack, which is pretty decent, especially when you don't have to exhaust. But then you get stuck when it's saddled to the villain if you're not actually defeating them the next round. That's a problem that only exasperates in multiplayer. But I will say in multiplayer, her kit would make so much more sense to me. You can throw her in aggression, you can get her draws off of Hall of Heroes, you can do so many minion slaying builds. She gets aerialed, so if you want to do some dive bomb shenanigans with Hoden technique, Valkyrie in multiplayer is probably a completely different hero than she is in solo. But obviously this is a solo focused series, so it's my impressions where she just doesn't have the tempo to get her upgrades out on the board, which she wants to be doing. She's not strong enough early in the game to make up for like wanting to actually build out with her. So you either want to go in this weird rush strategy, or you just, I don't know. I thought this was a really good scenario to showcase Valkyrie, though. However, I'll get to the other end, because Hela gives you that time to actually build out against her, especially if you're in Justice playing all of these sets of cards, which I'll get into in a second. It really gave her that time to kind of get the board tempo in check and then play the game at her own pace. Flight of the Valkyrie is just a really good answer to Hela's side schemes, and Hela consistently puts in minions for you to defeat, so you can get your bonuses off of Valhalla, you can get your bonuses off Deathglow, and stuff like that. So I will say I did have an enjoyable time playing Valkyrie. It's just I don't think my opinions changed very much, where I handpicked the scenario, 1, because it was thematic, but 2, because I thought it would be a really good showcase for her, because it's so gameable. All of that being said, let's get into the deck list proper. So as usual, we're on the 3 basic doubles and then the 2 justice doubles. Again, she needs some economy help. She has no resource generators. She has no anything like that. So we just need to be playing a lot of double resources so we can play cards that we draw. Starting off with our basic package, we're on 3 godlike stamina. This was a card that debuted with Valkyrie, which is a 0-cost event. Play only if your identity has the Asgard trait, which she has on both sides. You can heal 2 damage for your identity and also discard a status card. We never got stunned or confused even once, but it's really good for getting rid of those. But also, it's just a 0 cost. You play from your hand and heal. If you have any resources left over at the end of the game, I just had it left over in my hand. Just play it, get a quick heal, and then keep on bruising, keep on fighting. For our basic support, you're on Quinn Carrier and Avengers Mansion. If we're playing Avengers, Quinn Carrier is probably going to replace Hela Carrier in the default in all the builds. Sometimes I run 3, so I'll do Hela Carrier, Quinn Carrier, and Avengers Mansion. I thought it would be kind of overkill for this one, so we're just on those 2. There's not a bunch to say here. It gives her an extra card, so more stuff she can play, and an extra resource a while to hit her kickers on some of cards, or maybe some hero attachments on the villain. Looking at our basic ally spread, again, I was not very fond, or I didn't have a good opinion of Valkyrie going into this, and although it didn't change much, I made sure to kit her out with the best tools possible. So we're playing basically the 4 best basic allies in the game up until this point. We got Ironheart, who draws us a card, kind of refunds her when she comes in and gives us a block and a little bit of thwart attack. Got Mockingbird, comes in, stuns the enemy, basically can eat 2 attacks and do 2 thwart, 2 attack, 1-1. We've got Spider-Man here, who enters play with a really big tempo. He can either have 3 thwart or 4 attack. You saw he came in, dealt with Laufey. That was really good. Then we also have Nick Fury to round it out as our basic package. He doesn't need any introduction. For getting into the Justice side of things, we were on triple concussive blow. I felt like this had really good synergy with Valkyrie because she does like doing some damage. This could help her trigger her death glow if there was a minion in play. We just need a little bit of damage. And it's one of the only few attack options in Justice at this point in the game. And also, the big reason is that it confuses. So Valkyrie's printed thwart set is 1 thwart. Her only way of thwarting is with the Flight of the Valkyrie, which is defeating a minion. So yeah, she can't really easily flip down at all. So this is a idea that I knew Hela didn't have stalwart built in. Obviously, you saw she got the cloak during the game, but it just gives us really easy access to flip down. It's a 3-cost confuse, so it is expensive, but we can also do 3 damage as well if we hit the kicker, which isn't a hard kicker to hit because you only need 1 fist resource to spend, which Quinn Carrier could always provide. We're looking at Justice kind of upgrades here. We're on Skilled Investigator because I know Hela has guaranteed 3 side schemes and she has more in her deck. Spycraft, this card is, this is Valkyrie's MVP basically in solo play. Yeah, I was talking about how scary Shadow of the Past is for Valkyrie specifically, and we literally hit it turn 1. It would have been a scoop and just start a new recording if I didn't actually play around putting Spycraft down. Yeah, it's just a must play if you're playing this character in solo. So you're kind of like sort of shoehorned into Justice unless you don't care about scooping, in which case your win rate doesn't really matter at that point. You're just going to play until you find the win rather than really caring about having a really consistent experience. We're going into counterintelligence here. Again, it just gives us a safe flip down. If we have the Spycraft on the table, we can just get the counterintelligence, use the resource, or a safety net against Hela. Even though her scheme is at 18 threat, if she hit an advance on that final stage, I mean, she had 5 base scheme, which is absolutely insane. And then we have Under Surveillance here, which is, again, one of those, like, solo patch cards. I passed it over. I think I had, like, 3 deck passes. I just never played it. I could have, but I just felt like it wasn't really needed. We had the main in check most of the game, so it wasn't a big deal. Here we have our Justice Ally lineup. Again, 2 core box classics, and then Agent Coulson, which again is one of those staple, really good allies that finds homes in tons of decks. He can search either the Spycraft or you can search the counterintelligence. He like refunds himself, and either you can play that down or you can choose to play that down, or you can choose to just spend it as a resource. We got Jessica Jones and Daredevil, who they're just really good allies. Not a ton to say there. And this is the sauce. I love this card in solo and also in really slow tempo scenarios. Triple Beat Cop. As an action, you can exhaust it and move 1 threat from a scheme to here. And as another action, you can exhaust and discard it. Deal 1 damage to a minion for each threat here. Yeah, this is basically kind of like what I thought to get Valkyrie keep in control of the threat on the main. Hela doesn't have a ton of extra activations. It's really only the advances. So as long as we could keep the threat or like lower the threat every turn with beat cops, the ideal scenario to get all 3 down, but I felt like, again, I didn't really need it, and the way that they came up in the deck, it didn't make a ton of sense. But getting 2 down, you saw how versatile it was. We were able to clear the schemes whenever we wanted to. We were able to keep the main consistently low without having to waste our activations thwarting, and we only have a 1 thwart stat anyways. That was still fun, regardless of what I think about Valkyrie as a hero. So let's go ahead and see where Hela stacks up with the rest of the villains in Marvel Champions. See you there. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about Hela. Now, as you guys could see, at least in solo specifically, Hela has a pretty big, like, I would say design exploit or a pattern of play that can really get even the most inconsistent heroes get almost consistent wins against her. Her early schemes really aren't that threatening at all, and as long as you don't clear those starting schemes and you just stay on the first or even second stage and build and build and build, there's almost nothing really that Hela can do to kind of push that pressure back onto you. She's pretty easy to defeat. Her health points are really low. Even if she gets one of her secondary side schemes in play, it's not a big deal. So I think it's really different because for a villain like this who has like the infinite health points, you have to defeat them to get rid of the attachments. I feel like the feeling of that villain changes really drastically between solo and 2, 3, even 4 player. Because this series is primarily solo play, however, I will have to rate her on the basis of that. So I think that it's a lot hard to game maybe in multiplayer. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't actually know. I've never played her in I played her in 2-player one time, and we were still able to kind of game her somewhat easily. So I'm sure, going up to 3 and 4, maybe it's just as easy. Maybe it's harder. We'll see how that works out. Regardless, what I think is that she is still a difficult challenge, especially if you don't know this gameable factor. So I wouldn't say she's kind of like in the same kind of design space or like difficulty as these guys who are kind of really easily gameable at the bottom here. I would say she definitely deserves at least a little more respect than, a Risky Business, an Absorbing Man, and a Wrecking Crew. She also probably deserves a bit more respect than these people in C tier, just off the basis of she starts off with 2/2 stats. She does start off with some tempo on the board. That acceleration icon can be a little annoying, but she also has an 18 per player threat on her main scheme, which I think it's high because like you don't want to get into phase 3 and then lose to like a double advance or something because she gets like 5 threat. But also on the other end of the spectrum, it's just kind of like you can kind of flip down against her as long as you have a decent amount of thwarting on the flip back. She's not super scary. This is a really difficult one to rate. If I had to think about it though, I don't know if I'd even put her in the A tier. I think B tier might be, I think B tier makes sense. I think I could see Hela somewhere around Taskmaster, above Taskmaster, below. let's say, I'm trying to think, Taskmaster does punish you for flipping up, and it gets harder if you change. I guess the mod sets don't matter, but the expert set kind of keeps you kind of low and guessing. You don't want to stay flipped down, but it does have really easy aspects that kind of, I'll say these guys are around the same strength. I'll put Hela there. I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion. Maybe I'll get some comments about you're completely wrong about Hela, or no, she should be lower or she should be higher. I'm sure, the people's experiences with this game are all going to kind of differ. But again, it's based on the cards that were available at the time as well. So I feel like you could take maybe almost any hero and defeat Hela. But if you don't kind of game her in that way, she's maybe a bit harder. This is such a hard hero to weigh. I'm going to say that this placement is based off kind of like slight gaming and not like staying on her main scheme for like 3 or 4 deck passes. So slight gaming, she's probably a bit weaker than Taskmaster. But maybe I'm completely off my rocker. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Marvel Rewind. I had a ton of fun, and I was admittedly really scared going into it based on the hero that I picked. But I think it was a really pleasant surprise and a really fun showcase of kind of a lesser seen hero. As always, take it easy, take care of yourselves. I hope to see you guys here around next week as we do the finale of Mad Titan Shadow, which should be so much fun. And then we have a slight break for Hood, and then we get into the Spider People, and then X-Men start. So ton of fun things happening for Marvel Rewinds. I know I just jumped ahead a ton of things, which is like multiple months in advance, but I hope you guys are excited for the series. I love recording it. I have a lot of passion behind it. Hope you guys can see that. Leave a like down below, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment on kind of your favorite villain out of this box, what you thought of the gameplay, anything in between. Take care of yourselves, have a good one, see you in the next one, goodbye.